This week I was trying to create some short form content for Instagram as a photographer, and that was really hard. I don't know why. I feel like when I'm here on YouTube, I have a lot more time to have a conversation with you, and I don't have to give my ideas in 2 seconds. And I feel on Instagram or all those short form contents, you have to deliver whatever you're saying really fast. And I don't really know how to do that. I feel like it is way more comfortable for me if I come here and I start talking to you. But anyway, this week I was like, I want to push my Instagram a little bit harder. I thought a little bit, I wrote about some ideas that I want to talk about it. So I start shooting and it was a complete disaster. I I couldn't really speak naturally. I felt like I was sounding like a robot. I was trying to talk and trying to get my point across, but again, because of the time, it just felt like I couldn't really deliver on that time. So I was really sounding like I was selling something. It was an ad. It was just weird. I don't really understand short form content. Maybe it's because I don't really consume that much. Most of the things that I consume are on YouTube or long form content. So I feel like there is a time to breathe, there is a time to speak. I think it's really hard to create something that is good when you have 30 seconds to talk to someone. And I also think it's really hard when you have to be, it's not an influencer, but I see Instagram a little bit more influencer. I feel like YouTube, you have a complete different medium that you can come here, spend your time with your viewer, connect with a person. But when you have like such a short time, it's really hard to connect with someone. I don't really understand that. But maybe I care too much. I'm not sure. Maybe I shouldn't give a fuck. It's like 30 seconds video on Instagram. Who cares? I thought about producing those videos for Instagram because I felt if I push my Instagram harder, I could have a bigger audience coming to my YouTube and that would help my YouTube to grow. But it's always really confusing when you're making content because I do like the hardest part I think for me at the moment is because I'm the very beginning of YouTube and I'm trying to push this and connect with more people, create a community here. But it is a really slow process, and sometimes you feel like, am I failing here? Am I doing something wrong? Because it is a lot of work to document your life all the time, to be in front of a camera all the time, and you have to edit, you have to write. There are a lot of good things, but then there are a lot of other bad things when you're not getting the numbers that you want. And I'm kind of like a perfectionist, and this really fucks my head sometimes because in one hand I really want to get those numbers and I really want to get people seeing my work, people connecting with me, make this grow. It's like one of my dreams is to live through that, is to make this happen. And another side of it, I feel like, sorry, I'm just getting lost here. There's a lot of talking, there's a lot of thoughts. But on another side of it, I feel to do that, maybe I have to sell myself a little bit. And I don't know how much I want to sell myself because if it's for me to sell myself, I can just do another job that I'm making for money, not something that is my passion. YouTube is my passion. So I don't want to mix that because if I'd have to come here in front of a camera every day and talk about a topic that I don't really care or something that I don't really have any connection with it, what would be the point of doing that? Why would I be doing that? Does it make any sense? I feel like if you choose to do something that is hard, but that at least you love that, you should choose something that you're gonna enjoy. I think that way. Let's say if that work, I'm gonna have to do this all the time like I'm doing now. So if I'm doing something all the time that I don't like, there is no reason for me doing that. But then why it really fucks my head is because I don't know sometimes if I should do something a little bit more commercial, something a little bit more digestible. I think maybe a balance you'd be best, or maybe it's just me getting in my head because of these numbers. If I'm having a good day, I will come here and I'm gonna be like, I don't care what I'm gonna talk. I'm just gonna come to a camera, I'm gonna say whatever is on my head, and I'm gonna keep constructing this as a diary, as a personal growth channel that I can share this with you. But if I'm having a bad day, I will be researching and following like how can I get your attention quicker? How can I make this grow faster? And I don't like that. I feel like when I'm in that mood, it's almost like a dicky move, because in the end of the day, I'm doing this because I love. I'm doing this because I have a purpose. And I know this purpose is very clear to me, but because of life anxiety, numbers, all those things that social media put on our heads, I go to this other dark side that I don't really like so much. I don't know if you're getting me. I don't know if you make content or if you watch me for a long time. You know that I try to always go by as an honest, raw person, and I like talking about photography. I like talking about my process. That's usually what I want to do. I don't, one of the things that I don't like doing, I don't like coming here and talking about gear. I do talk about a few cameras sometimes, but because I love using them, not because I'm gonna give you specs or I'm gonna be doing pixel pipping. For me, that doesn't matter. There is already a sea of people online doing this. I want to do something different. I want to do my own thing. I want to be myself. But sometimes I don't know if I'm just being myself, I'm not gonna find that audience, or if I just be myself naturally, if I make a whole video like this one that I'm talking to you for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever, without anything going on the screen, being like this, it gonna look very boring. I don't know. I like to think that I'm doing this on a long run, and maybe 2, 3 years down the line, I'm gonna start collecting things from this, and it's gonna help me on many levels. And don't get me wrong, like YouTube since I started has changed my life. I'm not talking about money here, I'm talking about me as a person. There is a personal growth that is very cool. That's why I tell to a lot of my friends that are creative people to start documenting their life. You don't really have to go online and post your life on YouTube. I know people are like private about their life or their things, but if you can start documenting and treat this as a work, you're gonna grow a lot. For me now, I'm editing so much faster. My head's always thinking. I wake up thinking about how am I feeling. It's kind of like a therapy in a weird way. I'm trying to write a lot. So, and that's solely because of YouTube. I'll sit down, write my thoughts most days because I have to talk with yous, and also it makes my life move. If I'm here in my house, sometimes as a photographer, as a videographer, you're in your house for like half of the week because you're editing, you're reaching out to people, you don't have any projects going on. So you just get to like a quiet period that you don't have much to do. And if I'm locked here all the time, I feel like I can't really produce much for YouTube because my brain is not working. I need to be talking to other photographers, other creators. I need to make things happen. So that's another thing. YouTube makes me go out of my comfort zone, and I think this is one of the most important things in my life at the moment. I have to push myself out of the comfort zone. I have to be putting myself in different situations, speaking to another people, not just for YouTube, but like even for my work at the moment. But it's just really hard because if you don't see numbers, if you don't see things, I always think, am I not doing this right? Am I boring? Even yesterday, I made a video to post yesterday. It was talking about reaching out to people because I've been doing this a lot this week. And then I tried to do that video so many times. I sat here and I press record, and then I try it, and then I try it, and then I try it, and it wasn't happening because when you're creative, your life is like a wave. You have days that you're really high, and you have another days that you're just really low. And I feel like yesterday was one of those low days. I couldn't create anything, but then after like trying 20 times, I was like, okay, I made it. I threw my computer, started editing, and then I was looking at it and I was like, this is boring as fuck. So I just didn't post that. So it's just a confusion. I think this video is about confusion as a creator. It's a very up and down. I think the numbers, they have to do a lot with my mood, but I don't want this to be a thing. I want to come here, sit down, talk to you, grab my camera, show what I'm doing. I want to document my life, no matter numbers, if I'm doing something that's clickable or not. I don't want to care about those things. And I have this conversation often with creators. I have this conversation with people sometimes that they are like, my channel is growing, but I don't want to repeat that video because that's not what I want to do. Or like, oh, I'm talking too much about this topic, but I don't really like this. I want to talk about my life. I want to go more personal on it, but I feel like they can't because sometimes they're already making money out of this and they leave or they use that money on their personal life. So I do understand that life is hard. It's all about decisions. But my decision at the moment is to be doing what I want. In the end of the day, I'm not getting paid for that. I'm building a community here, and if that's is low, it's fine. At least I have those real people. I know some people that they always watch my videos, they always come back, they send me DMs, they're like, you guys are great. Like it really means a lot to me because when you make work, you want people watching, and even if it's like two, three, five people, and they are genuine people, they really like what you do, and they tell you, like, I get beautiful messages, like beautiful messages. One of like the last things that I heard that was really nice, there is this another Brazilian person that lived in Ireland, and he was watching one of my vlogs, and then he just messaged me to say like, thank you so much for all those vlogs. He made me feel like I'm in Ireland again, and I was really happy about it because I that's one of the feelings that I like to share with you here. That's really important to me. I when I make a video, I'm always trying to think about people's feelings and my feelings. It's a mix of everything. It's a funny thing to share your life online. It can be very like sometimes you're very open about stuff and then people connect with you in this funny way. Even this video here might be a little bit vulnerable. And on that topic again, if you're trying to do YouTube or thinking about it and you feel like I'm a more of a private person and I don't want to share everything, you don't have to be sharing everything with your life. I have a lot more things happening in my life. I choose what I want to share. I choose what I want to talk to people. I think if you're vulnerable, if you're real, and if you're yourself, you're going to be much easier to connect with people because let's say when you're making a friend, if this person doesn't share their personal life, if they don't talk with you on a personal level, on a deeper level, it will be harder for you to connect to that person. But when they talk about those things, is easier. So if you talk about those things, it will be easier, but you don't have to. You can keep stuff private. Like one of the most beautiful things as a videographer, you are editing your whole life when it comes through what you're showing. So you can edit anything. I don't really like when people are fake online. I'm not telling you to be fake, but I'm telling you that you don't have to show everything. You can be in the middle of it. I think that's the video for today. I really hope you guys enjoy this type of format where I'm more honest. I'm gonna keep doing those talking through. It's something that for me is really nice because I can just sit here and have a conversation with you. It's an easier video to make. It's almost like a breather that I have between my other vlogs and everything. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Take photos every day.